In the previous video, we learned how to build your design from a design file like Sketch, Figma, XD inside the editor. So this is our version, the live version inside the browser, and this is our Figma file. And we build everything exactly the same, but it's not responsive. You can see that if I shrink the window size, now I have overflow content, right? And our menu is not looking good, so we need to fix to make everything responsive and make it look good on tablet and mobile also. Okay, so let's start. So let's start with our header. So our header is a master component, which means you can see all your masters components here in this panel, site masters, and this means that I can choose to display this component inside different pages as much as I want, and I can control it from here also. I can say, okay, don't display this at home, and you can see that this is gone from here, and I will bring it back by clicking this one. Okay, so because this is a master component, it also have its own breakpoints. So let's say I add a breakpoint to this page, it's not applied to this master, it apply only to the body of our document. So I have a special breakpoint to the master components. Okay, so first thing, let's take a look about this padding, which is in fixed size, 150 pixels. So if I go to 1 pixel before tablet, which is 1001, sorry, 1001, you see I'm still on tablet, but if I go to 1000, I'm on tablet now, right? Okay, so in our smallest screen size for desktop, you can see that our header is not looking so good, and this padding it's too much, right? So first thing, I can make this one in percent, not in pixels, which make it smaller on this size. So our original canvas size width is like our design, right? So it's this one. So I will go back to my desktop design file version, and I will make this one percent, this padding from left and right. And now if I go to 1001, you can see that this size is getting smaller. Okay, nice, but still this is not looking look the best, right? So I can add a breakpoint in the middle so in that breakpoint I can rearrange stuff. But before I will do it, I will add one more change. I will make this button responsive, which means I want this button width to shrink when I'm in different window size. Okay, so I will set this width to be on VW, which means when I shrink the window width, it's getting smaller, you can see. But I will say to it, don't get smaller than something. Okay, so this situation will not happen. Okay, so let's say don't get smaller than this size. So I can go to max width. No, sorry, I need min width to be in pixels. Okay, so let's say 120 pixels. We don't need this. But same for the, you know what, let's not do it now, let's do it later maybe. Okay, but you can see that I can control the button width depending on the screen width. Okay, so we said that okay, this one is not, it's not should be docked to the top. Okay, so we make this padding responsive. Let's bring it back. I did undo, so, and we need another we need more space here, right? So so let's add a breakpoint. So I want to say let's play with it a little bit. I said let's say here it's like it's getting too close to the menu in the center, right? So I want to add breakpoint here. Okay, let's make it like something like this. Okay, and now I can go here and add breakpoint. Done. Okay, you can see I have another screen here. Okay, so from here I have a range here, so I go to the biggest. So here I can say okay, I don't want this padding to be this big. I can say be 50 pixels. Okay, from left and right, 50 pixels, and now I have a bunch of place, and let's start to shrink. Okay, but here you can see that we are almost at the smallest screen size, but it's still not looking the best, right? So I can make this button smaller, 120, and you should be also smaller, and you can go a little bit right. Okay, let's remove the docking from top, and I can make this icon smaller. You will be auto, so it shrink. When I change this width, it will keep the aspect ratio. So now it's smaller, and I can play with the text size. Let's say 14 and change the width to 400. No, it's too much. And change the behavior, but I still need 420. Okay, so now it's look better, but not the best. Okay, I forgot to do something. Okay, you saw that when I select this section, I have 3 breakpoints. When I select the header, I have 4 breakpoints. Okay, so they are not getting same breakpoint. So I can say to this header to change its height according to the window width. So let's remove the mean height of the header, and let's change the height to be in viewport width. So now when I shrink the screen size, you can see that this is the header is getting smaller, right? Great. So now everything looks better, and now you can see that I am in 1001, and it's look pretty okay, right? 120. Oh, it's too close. All right, and I can change the height of the button to be 42. and also this one. Okay, so we are and now we can go to the tablet. Okay, so let's go to the tablet, and in tablet I know that I don't have enough space for this menu, so I will replace it with hamburger menu, which is automatically happened, but I need to select it. So and I don't even need the sign up and sign in buttons here, because you will see. Okay, so this is my hamburger menu, and let's dock into the right side, and we can change the shape of it. We can add whatever we want. Okay, so let's keep it same size, same design, and if I open the menu, I can see that I have the basic menu and I need to change it to our menu, and now we have everything here. Okay, so we can design it to look same as our site design. I don't remember what it was. This font is, oh, I have it in the theme. It's Rubik. Okay, so this one should be Rubik. Where is the Rubik medium? Okay, this is Rubik regular. This should be Rubik regular, maybe. Okay, and we can change the alignment and the spacing. Okay, so let's keep it that way. Okay, we don't really design everything here, but let's say that the selected will be in red, in our red. This is for drop down menu, but for sub menu, but we don't have it here. All right, so we basically don't need this button, but we can put it inside this menu, right? We can put it here. We don't have to, but let's say, okay, we want to keep it here, but we will change it on mobile, because on mobile we really don't have enough space. So in tablet, let's delete this responsive header height and make it fixed. Let's say 80 pixels, and everything should float in to the center. And this one should be docked to the left. Okay, something like this. And okay, so if I preview, I can see that this is replace our menu. Okay, so on mobile, this is a mess. So we don't need a button. We want to put it inside the menu. So let's don't display it from here, and you can see that I select the vector, the logo, and I need to select the sign up. So here is the sign up. Oh, I have two sign ups. Oh, it's the same. It's the same one with same name. Okay, so let's don't display this one. Okay, so now it's look cleaner, and let's change the padding to be something like 30 pixels from left and right, and let's dock the hamburger menu to the right side and our logo to the left side, and let's shrink it to be 70 pixels, even smaller, 60 pixels. Alright, so the last thing we need to do is to add our deleted buttons to our menu. Okay, so I need to copy, let's copy this one and add it to our menu. Let's open to the menu, and we need it only on mobile, right? Because we have it on tablet here and we need it on mobile. So let's open the menu and I click Command V and paste it here. Alright, and now we need the other sign up button. This should be sign in. Yeah, it should be sign in. Alright, let's copy it and go to the mobile, open our menu and Command V, paste it here. Awesome. And we can stack them together so they never overlap in each other. So let's select the mega menu, the sign up button, the sign in button, and stack them together. Beautiful. Okay, so let's preview it. We are on mobile and we open our menu. We have the sign in, sign up buttons. You can display it whatever you want. I just put it here. And if we will go to tablet, you can see we are on tablet. We have the buttons here, and if we go to desktop, you can see that we don't have the hamburger menu. Our original menu is coming back, and this, I mean, I like it. It is look good for me. Okay, so I forgot to tell you, in my what I'm doing like freely and not according to my design file. The reason is simple, is basically because I don't have design for tablet and mobile in this Figma file that I download. So I'm doing like, I do whatever I want. So so we're done with the header, and now we can go back to our hero section. So same here, we need to make all the padding to be responsive. So we need it to be in percent, but it's important to do it when you are on the right width, the canvas width, which is this one. All right, so let's make everything responsive. Okay, so now it's not look good yet, but okay, let's check. Okay, our image is not responsive, is in fixed size. So the easiest way to make it responsive is just to click the fluid, and now it getting smaller with our screen size. Okay, so next thing, we need to add some text scale to this big title so they can live together in the same state. Okay, so when I shrink it, you can see that the image is getting smaller, but the title stays the same height, right? So I know that the text size in my design is 50 pixels, right? So I will go to my original screen size and change to text scale with this button. Okay, so we say we're going from 50 to this 10 pixels is in it's going to be, this text is going to be 10 pixels in mobile. Okay, this is 10 pixels. Okay, so we need to play with it. We need to go to 1001 and right. Oh, another problem we have here is that the text, the stack element is in fixed size, so it also should be fluid. Okay, and now you can see it's already look better, but not the best, but better. Okay, so now everything is more responsive. Okay, so in 1001 my title is getting too small. Okay, so I can play with it. So let's say 20 and not 10. Okay, and my button is just look too big, right? So I can go back to 140 and said, okay, your width will be same as the stack width, same as the, yeah, so in percent. Okay, but if I go to 1001, I can see that no, it's look good actually. Okay, but the height, it should be also responsive. So 140, and let's say your height will be in view width. Okay, so if we go back to 1001, and now the CTA is better, but it's still is, now it's too thin, right? So I can add spacing, and now it's keep padding inside the button of 50 pixels from top and the bottom. Okay, and now it's look better. All right, so you can see that I'm just make it responsive inside all the how I said, all the desktop versions. Not we are not in a tablet yet. Okay, this is all different screen width of desktop. Okay, the desktop devices, and I just want to add some padding between the image and some margin between the image and the stack element, because you can see this is maybe too close. So I can go to the grid and add like, I don't know, 20 pixels gap. Okay, so they have a little bit distance between them. Okay, so we are good with the tablet, with the desktop, and we can go to the tablet. And I can say, okay, now it's too tight, right? So first thing, I can change the padding to be like our header, which is 50 pixels. So 50 pixels left, 50 pixels from right. Right, so now we have more space, but still it's too small for this title, right? So we can adjust our grid. We can go to adjust grid. I selected the section and click adjust grid, and click, I have a suggestions. You can see I have horizontal alignment, so I click. You can see one click and it's automatically adjust your site. So we can change the title again, and this is the cascading rule. Okay, so I get this information from the tablet, from the desktop version. It's the same as here. Okay, so here I can set new properties, and they apply only from tablet to mobile. They will not affect the desktop version. I can show you if I, let's say, change the alignment to the right and I go to desktop, the alignment is to left, right? the alignment is to left. Okay, So I can change the, okay, so now it's, what happened here? Okay, it's now disconnected from the, it's not inheriting the properties from the desktop. This stack is getting too big, so I can limit the width by add max width. Okay, so let's set it to pixels, and let's say you can be 100% as long you don't cross, let's say, 600 pixels or 550. All right, something like this. This is look better. And I changed the padding from top to be also fixed size, 50 pixels. And I need a little bit gap from the bottom between this one, so I can add gap 20 pixels. We don't need this one. All right, so now it's look better, right? So next one is this section with this information box. So same here, we need to set it to be margin in percent, and let's see what happened. Okay, so I have, okay, here we maybe need to use some trick. Let's see the definition of the container grid. So they all equal, okay. And okay, this is our smallest screen size before tablet. So we can add, okay, you can see there is a margin here, right? This is the gap, okay. We can play with text scale. We can add text scale for this title. We know we start of 25, so 25 to, let's say, 60. Okay, and here let's say 20 to 12. All right, I like it. So I can copy element design from our breakpoint and paste it right here. And this is easy way, the easiest way to apply changes to same type element. Okay, so let's do it again here and paste it here. All right, and the next thing, I want to play with the vector art height. Okay, so I will go back to my old original screen width and make it fluid. Let's make everything fluid, but you will see that this is getting too small. Okay, when I shrink the size, you can see that this is too small, right? Relative to the text. So I can set minimum. We was on 55, so let's say your main width will be 40 pixels. Okay, let's say 45 pixels. Same for everyone. So this one is responsive, but it's responsive only between 55 pixels and 45 pixels. You see now it's a big, where is it? Oh, it's right here. So this is the big version, and we need also, sorry, I forgot to do it. We need also to set the max width to 55 pixels. Okay, so let's set it to everyone. So now it's responsive between 45 and 55 pixels. So this is the 55 pixels version. And when I shrink, It's getting smaller, but not smaller than 45 pixels. Awesome. So there is another thing we need to make responsive, which is this padding, which is in pixel size. Let's make it responsive. And also this padding inside each container. Let's make it responsive. Really quick. Alright, so now I go 1001. These boxes look okay, right? Awesome. So let's go to tablet version, and I want to keep this layout, but I want more space, so I change this again to be 50 pixels. And I think we are good. All right. Next okay, we forgot to make the mobile version for both. So let's go to mobile, and this one should be fixed size. Let's say 160. Great. This text should be 16. I like it. And this text should be this is the biggest, this is the smallest. It should be bigger, definitely, from 20, let's say 26. And let's change the padding of the section to be 30 pixels from left and right, like our header. It's same padding. And okay, I think it's okay. Maybe let's change the margin to be 45 pixels. But this line break, I don't like it, so let's play if we did it again. Something like this. Okay. Okay, I like it. So this is good. Let's change the margin to be in fixed size. Let's say 50 from bottom, but 30 from top. Okay. And now this is look good on tablet, but on mobile we don't have enough space on mobile, right? So let's change it. We can do multiple things. We can hide the icons, we can hide some text. Let's think what we need to do here. This padding is in fixed size. Why? Oh, I forgot it. So this should be, now it's okay. We can change the grid layout to be in rows, not columns. Okay, but this is too big, right? So let's adjust the grid and say your minimum will be 50 pixels, not 200. You know what? Let's set it to be max content. This is the best. Max content and max content. Alright, so this padding should be 30 pixels, like our mobile padding. And we have a line here, but we lost it because it was a vertical line, but we need a horizontal line. You can see this vector out. No, oh, we didn't add I show you. You can see there is a very light line here. This is not actually a line, this is shadow of this container. If you remember, we set shadow to this container with no blur, so it's look like a solid line. So we just need to change the direction of this line. It should be from top to bottom, so it's 0, and same for this one, 0, and we're good to go. This one is not having a shadow, right? So now we have like a divider between them, but it's not should be like from edge to edge. So we need to add some padding to the warper container. So let's say 20 pixels from left and right. And now you can see that the line is stopped right before. It's at 30 pixels. All right. Next thing we need to do is I just need to make sure this is not smaller than 40 pixels. So let's say 40 and 40 pixels. If you remember, this text scale is inherit from desktop. So this text is 20 on desktop. All right. We should play also with this margin because it's too big. Let's say 5 pixels from the stack margin, the elements inside the stack. And we can also change the gap between the vector art and the stack element to be 15 pixels. No, maybe it's too close. 20 pixels. Yeah, something like this. You know what? Let's 20 pixels. I think it's okay. All right, so this is look okay, and now we have. Let's go back. Let's go to the next section. Okay, so this section it should be pretty simple. So again, we make everything responsive, all the padding responsive. So in percent, everything great, and let's make sure our image is fluid. And let's go to the 1001, and we can add some text scale to, although it's look okay, I think, but it should, maybe a little bit text. So from 35 to 28, let's say. Maybe 26. Okay. Yeah, okay. And okay, this stack element is in fixed size, which is not good. So let's go back and let's make it fluid. It's 70% from his cell, which is 50 pixels, and we can say something else. We can say you will be 100%, but no bigger than this pixels on 1/4. Yeah, so it try to be 100% as long as it's not bigger than this number. Okay, so you can see it's in smaller screen size, it's now 100% of the cell, and it's responsive. Alright, so let's move forward to tablet, and let's make all our padding 50 pixels from left and right, and we can change the grid same as we did here. You know what, let's make something different here. Here we just make this one is smaller, and so we can play with a grid cell. Let's say you are equal 1.5 size. Alright, so these images support this text, and we can even dock it to the top. Alright, and let's add some padding, more padding here. Let's say 100. No, it's too big. 80. Alright, so on mobile this is really bad, so let's adjust the grid and change the alignment, and now it's look better. Alright, so let's add margin from top. Let's add 30 pixels from top, and let's change our margins to be 30 pixels like we set in the others in the other sections, so we stay consistent. Okay, and now we can go forward to the next section. Alright, so in this section we have like an image, background image, and we have a repeater, we have a container. That container, it's not repeater, it's container which have 3 containers inside of it. Alright, so just save my changes, and now okay, this one is pretty bad. It's not good that you have 2 elements, one under each other, and they need some relationship between them because they can overlap each other. It's not the case, but this is bad practice. So let's make them I don't want to use stack. We can stack them together, but this is already stuck, so we can add grid inside this container, and title and description stay on its own row, and this info box will stay in the second row. So let's apply grid, 2 rows, and now I can this is already on the first row. You can see in the grid area it starts from 1 end on 2, but this one it should, let's say it should start on 2 and end on 3. Okay, but let's just remove the margin from top. Okay, and let's remove the section height. We don't need it. The content is set the height of the section, and let's check in our design what is the margin between them. So if I select this one, it's 60 pixels between them. So let's say this container have 60 pixels margin from top, and let's see why we have why this row is so high, it's so big. It should be as high as the content, so it should be as high as the stack element plus 80 pixels margin from top, right? So let's change the section. Let's check the section rows height. We can see that it got mean height of 300 pixels. So let's set it to be max content, and this one should be also, you know what, let's set it to be FR, which means take all the rest of the place. Alright, so now it's look like this, which is much better. Okay, so let's see the definition of this box. It's in fixed size. Okay, so same method here. I said, okay, you want to be 100% all the time, but you can't be bigger than this number. So your max number will be the same, and now I can set it to be in percentage 100%. Alright, so let's see what happens. So it's now, you can see it's in fixed size, right? But okay, we need to add some. I can't say you will be 100% because 100% is this situation. So let's say you should be 90%. Alright, so it is 90%, but the problem is that these containers something here is making everything big. You can see that something here is in fixed size, which is make each container to not shrink responsively. So first thing, I can see that all the padding here is in fixed size. Let's go to our original height, width, canvas width, and make everything responsive. So basically, when you build stuff multiple times, you already get it. You already do it in advance. You don't need to do it exactly like I'm doing it, but I'm doing it because I want to show you the how I get to do things. Okay, so let's go back to 1001, and now you can see this is much better. I mean, still it's not the best, but let's see why. So our image is in fixed size, so again we can make it fluid, right? So let's see, let's make all three of them fluid. Oh no, so now it's getting worse, so I don't know. Okay, but let's see. Alright, so our buttons is also in fixed size, so let's make them fluid. And let's see. Alright. We need to find out what is the problem. What is so small? I don't know. This is weird. Okay, I think I know why. It's because of this. If I remove it. Okay. So we need a plan. Pick some plan. This one is 100%. okay, I can see that this text have mean width of 190 pixels, which is very bad. So none, none, and none. All right. So you see, sometimes you don't pay attention to stuff, and this is what happened. Okay, so I can see that this padding is too much for me, right? I don't need this much padding. So let's see if we can make it differently. So instead of use this padding, which is huge padding, we can say something else. We can make this stack element fixed just for a second, and this is one also. And let's remove this padding. So make it 0. You know what? Let's keep some padding. Okay, we want like something. So let's say 30 pixels padding across all the sides. But this one, it should be docked to the center. And now I make it fluid with max width. Okay, so let's say max width of 200 and make this width 100%. So what happened now? This stack element, it's trying to be always 100% of this container, but there is a limitation of max width of this size. Okay, so I want to do the same thing here. All right, so it needs to be docked to the center, and they all should be the same. Okay, so max width of and 100%, same here. All right, so let's change the padding to be 20 pixels. 20 or 30? 30 pixels. 30 pixels. All right, and this should be docked to the center. And also this one. All right, so now this should look good on 1000. Nice, very nice. All right, so on tablet we don't have enough space, so let's change the grid to be in rows, and now we can even change how each one of this one is looked. So I can say what I will do. We need to redesign it. Basically, the way I did it, I can't do much. I need to change it. So if I will do like, if I'm unstuck it, and now I stuck them together, they need to stuck together, and I need to make it again max width, and these 4 containers, 1, 2, 3, 4, I need to stack them together. This one is okay, so 1 2 3 4. I need to stack them together, and I need another row here below between the CTA and the image, and this one should be inside of it. So row 2 to 3, and let's set 30 pixels margin, okay, something like this. And now again, this one should be 100% width with max width of 207 pixels, and same for this one. Okay, so now they are not identical, okay, but we will make them identical. But when I go to tablet, you can see that I have more control of my design. When it's stuck together, I cannot do unstuck, because it will make unstuck also in desktop. Okay, so here I can say, okay, let's change the alignment to be in columns, and now look, it's look much better, right? It's not like too long design. We can change this a little bit to be, basically you can play with it like this, okay? I can make this one is bigger, smaller, but I want to be more precise, so let's say you are 1 far, you are 1.5. This one is should end on 2. Why it's too big? Same, mean width none. All right. This text element should float in, and it should stay inside its own container. All right. I don't know, we need to play with it, but I don't want to waste so much time on it. Okay, so basically what we need to do is to duplicate this one and use it for, right? So let's delete it. Let's delete this one. And let's duplicate it. So duplicate and stretch it, and only replace it in its own cell. Duplicate, stretch, and on its own cell. This button should be, we have some content to fix here, but you know what, let's do it. This what should be regular, I think, and different color. Okay, regular. All right. This button is not the same as it should be, so we can copy the design from here, copy element design, and paste it right here. Only the border radius should be rounded. Oh no, I changed this one. Alright. Oh, and this border should be, it's like selected, but it's not true, but let's make it. Alright. So if we duplicate it, it should look good already on tablet, but they are all in the same cell. So let's fix it. Where is it? Okay, so this is the first container. It should be the last one. It's 3 to 4, and this, the middle one, should be 2 to 3. And let's add a gap between them. Inside the container we have a grid. Add gap of 30 pixels between them, between the plants, and now it's look like this. Very nice. And on mobile we can go back to our desktop design. Okay, so let's do something like, I wonder if we can make something even more. Okay, so this wrapper container should look the same, but the inner one, it should go back to be horizontal. Okay, so let's see why we have overlapping. Oh, maybe it's because of this one. So let's change the grid for all of them, and now they all should float in the center. Okay, nice. But why we have like overflow content? I guess it's because of this one, but I'm not sure. So to be sure, we can set height to the overflow, and you can see that this is not the case. So there is something here that makes our section too big, so we need to find it. This one should be stretched, I think. All right, and max width. Okay, this is our problem, the title. Okay, the title is in fixed size, you can see it. Here it's not a problem, but on mobile it's very big problem. Okay, so let's make it percent, and let's make it this background image should be stretched. Okay, so no, it's not should be stretched, but actually we don't need it here, so don't display it. All right, so this is the title and description will be 90%. Even 80. Let's do it 80. Okay, and we will play with, let's copy this 35 to 26. Actually we need to do it in desktop, so it's inherit all the way 35 to 26. All right, so now you can see all our container looks good. But we need to change again the mean height. Okay, we don't need it to be with fixed size, so let's set it as the max of the content. All right, so I want to adjust the grid again. max content. Alright, you can see that this is not having a padding between them, so we can add a from here, let's say 20 pixels between 30 pixels. Okay, 30 pixels between everything, so we don't need this margin from bottom, and we don't need this margin from top, so they all equal. So let's do it again here, 30 pixels, and remove this one. Alright, better. So last one is this one. We already know what to do exactly, so do it pretty quick. 30 pixels, right, remove all the margins, unnecessarily margins. Alright, perfect. So we are good with this one, so let's go to the next section, this one. So we need same text scale, 35 to 26, right? Oh, what I do? 35 to 26, right? Right. But this line height is, you know what, let's keep it that way and play it with it later. Okay, so this image is already fluid, you can see, but this padding is not fluid. So let's make this padding, oh, 145. Let's make this padding percent. Great. Let's go to tablet. It's look good. Oh, why it's like this? Let's copy it from here. Alright, so on tablet I can say, okay, you will be 400. You know what, if it's fixed size, it can be like fixed with no text scale. We don't need a text scale here. So you will be 35 pixels, okay, and also here you will be 35 pixels. You don't need a text scale here. Alright, so let's see how it looks on tablet. It's look good, but you can see that this one have mean height. We don't need this mean height. We want this section to be high as the vector art, the map image. So let's remove it, and on tablet now you can see that this is exactly, this look great. So let's change this gap between the map and this padding. Let's change it to be 50 pixels. Okay, now it's look much better. And on mobile it should look the same, right? I mean, this one should be 90%. It should be fluid, 80% even. And let's change this text to be 24 pixels. And if we go to with 24, this one should be also 24 pixels. Alright, this margin is too big, let's make it 50. Okay, and we need 50 from top, also here 50 pixels from top, and here we will make it smaller to 20 pixels between the map and the map. Now it can be like 90%, a little bit bigger. Alright, Next section is it's actually a very simple section, because we have just the image here, so the image is already fluid, but here we can I think it's okay, maybe let's say 85 pixels percent, so it'd be a bit bigger, and on mobile it can be like 90%. Okay, and let's make this padding smaller to 30 pixels from bottom and 20 pixels from top, and it should look something like this. All right, next section is this one. It's only the title and description. We said we don't need a text scale because it's a fixed size, so only on mobile we need to change it to be I don't remember, 24 pixels, 24, and it should be fluid to 90 to 80 percent. No, don't delete it. To 80, same as here. All right, beautiful. Okay, so next, oh, this padding, okay, it's already responsive. Okay, so this one is our repeater. So what we want to do, let's make this margin, this padding in percent. So let's see how it looks on our smallest screen width, which is look okay. And I think I need to do something else here. What is this padding? Is 8%, so let's delete it. And add it to the repeater, 8%. And now you can see, okay, my problem was, I will show you. You can see when I'm scrolling, the cards is cut here, okay? And I don't want it to cut here. I want it to keep scrolling and only disappear when the pages end. So instead of add the padding to the section, which is limit the repeater width, I am removing it. It's 125. So I will remove it and add it to the repeater itself, padding from left, and now I will make it responsive. It was like 8%, and now you can see when I preview that it keeps scrolling and end like here, okay, which is much better experience, right? All right, so let's go to our smallest desktop size. Let's look like this, which is okay, I think. And let's go to tablet, and on tablet I want to make everything smaller. So if you remember, this is a repeater, so if I change it here, it change across all the cards. So let's make it 40, and it will be 60, and it will be 12, and it will be 40. All right. And maybe this one will be 45. So now everything is a bit smaller, and we can play with the margin between each card. make it like 50 pixels, and we can play with this margin to be 50 pixels. Now it starts from here, and I think it's okay. I think it's look okay. And these buttons should be docked to the right side with 50 pixels margin, and make them smaller, like 50 pixels. Alright. Alright. And let's reduce this margin from bottom to be like 80 pixels, even smaller, 50. Alright, so now we can basically, we don't need this padding from top. Now it's look better. So let's go to mobile, and again this one, oh, we are on this one. We can keep it like this, I guess. No, only play with the margin to be 30 pixels, even 20. Yeah, I think it's okay. But we need to make sure that each card is view width of 100, I think. Something like this. You know what? Let's preview it. So it should be smaller than 100. It should be like 90. And now you can see, I can see the full card exactly. And I have another thing I can do. I can make a scroll snap. So each one, when I scroll, is go to the viewport perfectly. You can see that I don't need to be precise when I'm scroll. I'm just a little bit click and it's already center. Alright, awesome. But we have a little, we still have like overlap, but I guess it's because this container will fix everything. Just a second. Okay, so let's go back to the next section, and the next section is the subscribe section. Okay, so this one is not fluid, is in fixed size. So as we did before, I want to make it fluid, but also I want to have a limitation of the max width. Okay, so I will add the max width here and make it, try it always to be like 90%, not 100, because I want a little bit gap here. So look what happened when I shrink the size. It stayed the same, it stayed all the same, and now it's 90% and it gets responsive. Okay, so here it's not responsive, but here it starts to be responsive. Okay, and this is good for us on desktop. It's look great on desktop. So let's fix it on mobile. I want to keep this layout, but just to play with the title, let's make it 24, and I can play also with the padding to make them smaller. Let's say 30 pixels from top, 30 from right. This button can be smaller, and I can change, oh, this stack element is fixed size, so I can make it fluid and add some margin gap between the button and the CTA, the description. Let's say 30 pixels, and I think it's look okay. And maybe this margin should be smaller. Okay, maybe too much padding from right and left. Now let's make it 30 for all. And it should also be 1 FR maybe. No. But let's make the gap bigger. And I can always change the text size or make a max width to the text element. Let's add max width, and this apply all just for the tablet, and I need to dock it to the right side, to the left side, and now it's look better. Okay, so you can see that 1000 is the biggest tablet view, and look how it's far from each other, right? So I can always add max width to this container, let's say to 700. So now it can't be bigger than 700. All right, so I think we need a little bit more padding. All right. Okay, so on mobile, I want to change the layout so the description will be inside one row and the CTA will be in the second row. So I can adjust the grid and quickly change the alignment like this, really quick, and just I need to adjust the height to be as much as the content, and I can add gap between them. So now I just want to change the alignment of the text so it stays centered, and change the padding. It's too much padding. I can set it to be 30 pixels for all, and this one, because I have like a single letter. Okay, this CTA should be in the center, always in the center, this button, and also this text, but it's 100%, so it will always be the center. But this title, you can see that it's docked to the right side, so I need to make sure it's always center. All right, and this one should be 24. Okay, good. All right, I think it's okay. Maybe it's too big. 54 and 180. All right, so it's look good on all breakpoints, and now the last part is our footer. So let's see how it look on 1001. And if you remember, we can add special breakpoint to the master. It will apply only to the master. So first thing, we can set all this margin to be in %, not in fixed size. And this padding also should be, I will keep the small padding. I think it's okay to keep it. We will see later. And this one, let's see the definition of the grid. All right, great. So now we can go to 1001, and we can see that this is almost good. It's not the best, it's almost good. We still have overflow here. Don't know why. We'll figure it out. Okay, basically this one is in fixed size. Okay, so it's taking a lot of space. You can see it's 340 pixels. So if we make it fluid, so now we have place for all, right? But you can see I make it fluid, but when I go to back to this one, I have one long line, right? Because it's all you say. Basically you said, okay, be fluid, be 100% of yourself. Okay, so I want to say, okay, be 100%, but as long you are not bigger than this size. Okay, so now you can see that this is always 340 pixels, but when 340 pixels is smaller than 100%, it starts to get responsive. So, but we don't want it to be like too close, so we can say, okay, be 90%, not 100%. Okay, even smaller, let's say 80%. Okay, so it's combination between fluid and fixed size. Okay, so be fluid as long as you are not bigger than something. All right, great. So on tablet we need a whole different layout. So let's adjust the grid. If you remember, this container, this footer has a grid in it. We can adjust the grid, and now we have this suggestion is pretty smart because they're giving you suggestion according to your layout of the grid. So we need, like, I don't really know, we have like, let's think, we have 4 content, 4 stack of content, but I want this one to be separate. Okay, so let's make it step by step. Adjust grid. Let's say we want it one on top of each other. Okay, so this one should be the last one. Okay, so let's say we have 1, 2, 3, we have 8. Okay, so it should be 9 to 8. No, yeah, 8 to 9. This is the last one. Okay, so this one should be, you know what, I will add another row here because it will be too big. So this one should be 100% of itself, and it should go to 2 to 3. All right, and this is neighbor, so we will go also 2 to 3, but in columns 2 to 3. So they are neighbors now. We have too much rows here. This one should be 3 to 4. All right, and you will need to fill the whole space. So all right, and the last one is this one, and it should be 4 to 5. All right, so we need to delete all the extra rows we have. We don't need you. Delete, delete, delete. And this is the last one. And now let's set everything to be max content. Oh, you can see that this is collapsed. Why it's collapsed? Because the stack element, this stack element, the first one, is not in the only one columns. You can see that only one row. It's on 1 and 2. If we bring it back to to 2. Now it stay on its own column. So let's back to adjust grid, and let's set everything to be max content. Same problem here, we will fix everything. Alright, so let's make sure each group of elements is inside its own container, its own row and columns. So this product menu should stay on column 1 and 2 and 2 to 3. This one is okay, but this one is not okay, so it should, this is right and this is not right. Alright, and it should be fluid. Alright, so last one, we need to add gap between them. Let's say like 30 pixels, right? And this one, you know what, this one can be here, and then we can delete another one. So you can go to 3 to 4 and 2 to 3. Let's stack it to the right side. Alright, I just forgot to do something. So I need to delete it after, because it was max content. So let's make it 4 to 5. So basically when it's max content, so if you remove content from this cell is getting 0. So if I want to delete this extra cell, I need to delete it when it have already items in it. So let's delete it, and now you should be 2 3. Yeah, this is the right, but this one is not right, and also this one 3 to 4. Oh my god, what did I do? It's 2 to 3. This one, yeah, I messed things up, but now it's okay. Alright, so our padding, it should be 50 pixels, not percent, pixels, 50 pixels. Okay, great. Oh, let's make it center. Alright, so on mobile we need to adjust some things. We don't need an extra row column, we need just one, but let's count the rows we need. We have one, oh, it's great. We have our container, this is created on, and 4 stack elements, so we need 5 cells. So let's go to the grid, and we have only 3, so we need to add another one. So let's, can I move it now? Okay, I can do like this. Let's add another one here and another one here. Alright, so now let's make sure everything is stay on its own cell. So this one should be on its own row, and let's go with the last panel, it's much easier. So this one should be 2 to 3, this one 3 to 4, 3 to 4, and this one should be 4 to 5, and this, the last one, should be 5 to 6. Great. Now let's make everything aligned the best way. Everything should be 100% width of its own cell. Great. Awesome. So it's look like this. Let's change the padding to be 30 pixels. And basically we are done, I think. This one have margin or something? No. It have mean height of 1 pixels. So let's remove it. So it looks like this. This is our menu. And all right, I think it's look good. So our site, you can see that we don't have any overflow here. You know what, we have our menu. Let's publish it and see on the live site. So this is our live site, and now okay, so now everything should be also responsive. Look how beautiful it's React, and boom, we don't see the menu right now. Here's the menu, here is gone, and now this is tablet view, right? And now on mobile we go to mobiles, right? And now we have like this menu, and look, everything is perfectly aligned, very responsive. And here, look how cool is that we changed the layout of this card, so it have multiple layout for each breakpoint, and the map is responsive, and our footer is responsive, and the subscribe, nothing is break. Our repeater is working great, and I will open my actually mobile device and I will show you how it look. Only this one it's too big now. Let's see why. This paragraph, it's too big because we removed the max content, I think. So let's say max content of, this is the biggest element, of 555. And now if you go back to the, look how it's easy to make things go to production just for a second. All right, so this is how the site look on my phone. I mean, you can test it on your own, but there is some adjustment we can make, but overall this is look pretty sleek, right? Everything is look exactly how I want it to be. And look, if I slide it, it's perfectly centered. This is our subscribe, and this is our footer, looks like. And this is the menu.